and welcome to Craft Camp. Today we are going to make two versions of these little felt ball bunnies. This is a great beginner's craft and it only takes about 5 minutes per bunny. All right, let's get started. To make these bunnies, we will need a sheet of cotton felt as well as the water lily felt. You can change this out depending on what color of felt balls you choose, but I really love this light purple color. For the bigger sized rabbit, I've got the 4, 3, and 1 centimeter balls. For the small size, I've got the 2 and the 1.5 centimeter balls. Again, you can use any color that you'd like. I've also got needle felting craft eyes, and I've got this little comb here that I'll use for our small size. You can use a barrette or a headband, anything that you'd like. I just have these on hand and I thought they looked really cute. For our tools, I've got a little pair of scissors, some wire cutters that I use just to make this a little bit smaller, so that's optional, and an awl, and you'll definitely need the awl to put the craft eyes in. I've also got hot glue and some white glue ready to go. I've got the template all printed out, and you can use this to cut your ears, or you can use a cutting machine. All right, let's get started. So I've got my ears all cut out and ready to go. And I've also pulled out the 3 balls that I'll be using to build this little bunny. For the craft eyes, there are 3 different sizes in this package. We've got a small size, a medium size, and a large size. For the big bunny, I'm going to use the large size, and for our little bunny, I'm going to use the medium size. So I'll take those out and set the rest aside. So first off, let's get our ears ready to go. To make the ears, I'm going to be layering these 2 pieces of felt, sort of like this, with the pink all the way down to the bottom. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue starting at the bottom, and I'm going to use the tip to spread this out so that it doesn't get too soaked. We don't want too much glue on here or else it will bleed through. And then I'll just press that down. Perfect. All right, next up we're gonna make our little bunny face. I've gone ahead and cut a little nose just by snipping off the corner of my felt, and you can always make this a little bit smaller if you'd like. I did include it in the template so you can size it. For a bunny, their eyes are usually on both sides of its head and they're not going to be facing forward. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm placing these eyes in. So we've got our awl ready to go, and I'm just going to kind of choose my area and press this in. And if you need to put these holes in a few different times, it's totally okay. Since you're working with fiber, the fiber will just go right back to normal. So get it nice and symmetrical before you glue those eyes in. And I've done it a few different times now, so sometimes it takes just a few rounds. Okay, that looks pretty good, maybe. And if you're strong, you might be able to get it all the way through just like this. And now I have a straight line where I want those eyes to be. All right, now I'll pull out 2 of these larger size safety eyes. And this is what they look like. They're just a little black bead with a pin. And since they have nothing to hold them in, we're going to add just a little bit of white glue to keep them in our felt ball. Sometimes it takes a little pushing to get them to go in, even after we really worked that all in there. There we go. All right. Well, let's do the other side. That one went in nice and easy. All right, so you'll want to let these dry before you get too rough with this, but we'll just set that aside. I want to add this little nosy on. I'm also going to use the white glue for this since it's pretty small, it won't fall off. And if you want, you could use some needle nose tweezers to get this on, but I'm just going to use my fingers. And I want it to be pretty close between those eyes. I feel like my nosy is a little bit too wide. I'm just gonna trim it while it's on the ball. There we go. It's pretty cute. And now we're gonna go ahead and build the rest of the body before I put the ears on. So this is where you get your hot glue out. And I just want to arrange the bunny how I want it to sit. So we're gonna do something kind of like this. I know where I want my glue. Do a nice big glob, and then we'll just mush them together. And I'm gonna hold it for a minute just to let this glue kind of settle in and cool. All right, so now let's add the ears. First off, I'm gonna get them a little bit folded, kind of like this. So I'll take it from the bottom and just fold it at the tip. And I'm going to add just a little hot glue right in there, not too much. Just a little dab and pinch it so it has this nice rounded shape. And then I'm gonna decide where I want these to be on our little bunny. We could put them kind of more to the side like this, We could put them a little bit more front facing like this. It'll just depend on how you like it. For my first one, I did them pretty front facing, but I think for the second one, let's do them more to the side. So I am going to just turn that ear right over, and I'm going to chop a little bit of this pinched section off. Since it's glued, it won't really matter. I want a little bit more of a flat surface right there for us to glue onto the ball. For placement, I kind of liked it to be a little bit closer to where I have the neck than to the eye. So we'll go probably about 2/3 of the way towards the neck and then glue that on. I'm just going to use a little bit of glue so I can make sure I like where it's at before I add more. That looks pretty good. All right, make the bunny face me so that I can make sure these are even. There we go. It's looking pretty cute. All right, let's add a little cotton tail. Now you can place this down here at the bottom if you wanted, or up here at the top. I kind of like how it looks on the top. It's like he's prepping for a nice little hop. So we'll put that tail at the top. And it's as easy as that. Now you've got a cute little bunny friend. All right, let's make a smaller one just for an example. There's only one difference that I really had between the small size and the big size. So I already put together my ears in the exact same way, they're just a little bit smaller, and then I glued my bunny body together, and you watched me how I just placed it on the table and then smushed it together. Now I'm going to add the eyes. The main difference between the small size and the big size is I'm not going to add a little nose, and I'm also not adding a tail, so this one's a little bit more simple. All right, we're going to add the eyes in the exact same method. I'm just adding on these ears in the exact same way I did the first one. And our little baby bunny is ready to go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add it to a clip, and I have this one sitting here. Remember, you can use a barrette or anything that you'd like. For this one, it's a little big, so I am gonna cut it just to have 3 little tines. And if you do this, it might be a little sharp, so it might be a good idea to just file it down a little bit with a nail file. And then from here, I'm just gonna hot glue this guy right on there. And there we go. Now we're ready with our 2 super cute little barrettes ready to hop into spring. Thanks so much for joining me for this little easy craft. You can find all of these tools and materials on our website, feltpaperscissors.com. See you next time.